Do you buy that his tweets have increased prices by $10 a barrel?
I don't know if I do or I don't, but I just love that President Trump is rattling their cage so badly. I mean, they are just reacting to all of this, to a person over there, severely. And this latest protest about $10 a barrel, I think what has raised prices $10 a barrel is more the administration's policy about getting their exports completely cut off to the rest of the world, which they seem intent on. I'll tell you, there's a lot of folks out there who will be reading the latest State Department commentary about waivers, I think too generously. The Trump administration, in my view, is hardcore and are on a path to try to limit those Iranian exports to a trickle, if they can.
I mean, it seems like a strange push-pull on the administration's part in terms of begging allies to reduce Iranian purchases to zero, right, which takes barrels off the market, and Trump them saying to the Saudis, you should increase production because you have spare capacity, because they're basically asking OPEC members to sort of support this Iranian sanction move.
That's right. And it shows the schism within OPEC. It shows the real enmity now between Saudi Arabia and Iran. If there's a miscalculation on the administration's part, in my view, it's can Saudi Arabia fill the production gap if we lose the Iranian barrels to the degree that they're pushing for. They may try to finesse this and allow more exports after all if the price continues to rise, which I do unfortunately think it's going to. This market is tight already, getting tighter, and we can't afford any more outages. So this is hurricane season, for example. We get a storm stumbling into the Gulf of Mexico. They'll shut down all the Gulf of Mexico production, at least for a time. Not that there'll be lasting damage, but they evacuate all the platforms these days as a method of operation.
What's your view on the impact of trade tensions on global oil? I mean, Morgan Stanley last week said there could be an impact. Goldman Sachs came out saying there should be no impact here. And at the same time, we're not seeing any reaction in oil except higher, but on other commodities like platinum, zinc, copper, soybeans, we are seeing an impact.
Yes. There has been China has been one of our biggest buyers of this new boom in crude oil exports, Melissa. So with oil did take a hit when China first announced its list of retaliatory tariffs. They've been a big buyer. Like I said, we could see oil prices get depressed for a time on that front. But I think for the most part, if there's a worry for oil, it's the lack of buying from China, but also the hit to the global economy that could be underway. But again, demand has just been so strong and the outages so severe at this point that it's still a tight setup for now. So I think it's going to be a rough, hot summer and potentially a rough ride come the fall and winter.
And how bad? How high could we go?
I think 85 is certainly the sort
85 on WTI.
WTI, yes, and maybe as high as 90 for Brent. Again, at least for a time until we can get this fever to break. Until we can get this Canadian situation resolved, for example, here. But unless we can get better clarity on how much Iranian oil is coming off the market, we're living on the edge.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.